Famed Clinton pollster and advisor Mark Penn is with us. Good to see you.
Pleasure.
There's underdog because you're behind, and there's underdog because you are the incumbent administration with $500 million that you just raised. Those are two different standards. To the issue of the Atlantic, how is it possible that pollsters, I don't believe the conspiracy that they want to be wrong, but they keep getting it wrong? What's the issue?
Well, look, of 20 polls last time, the Harris poll was exactly on to the point. If you look at that review of polls, you will find we're generally 2 or 3 points, a little bit more Republican in outcome than most of the polls, and we have turned out to be more right, at least we did in the last presidential election. And look, when I did my own polling for the president, I had vast resources checking and cross-checking between national polls, state polls, previous vote counts, electoral college models. You know, it's not as simple as here's a poll, there's the result. These are snapshots in time, and at the moment right now, this time is after, let's call it a 35-day Democratic convention.
Well, that's right. I don't know if you heard Mike Allen, who was on, who said that Kamala Harris has done what no politician has ever done, which is 36 days of ball control. She's can run the narrative. I'll add one other thing to you. We talk always about public polling, which is what is given out publicly and sent to the news media or released. Is there private polling that's showing different things here for Harris and Walz?
Oh, I don't know the extent to which, look, public polling tends to focus on the horse race. Private, really good private polling or campaign polling is about what are the dynamics of the race? What could we move? How firm is the election? Look, if you look at it, Trump's vote is firm. Is Kamala Harris's vote firm? Well, most of the people voting for Harris were not voting for her 36 days ago.
Right.
So consequently, that vote is not as hard and fast as it might seem. And we also think in terms of what's called an informed electorate and an uninformed electorate. An informed electorate doesn't move much. An uninformed electorate really can move. So quick, if you can find Kamala Harris's policies on her website, let me know.
Trick question. You can go to Kamala Harris. You'll search for an awfully, KamalaHarris.com. You'll search for an awfully long time. But you make this point, right, that Donald Trump has a very high floor. He can shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and not lose support, but a low ceiling, and that it's hard to persuade people to vote for Donald Trump. Everybody knows what he's like. This is what The Atlantic wrote. Even though the 2020 polls included more non-educated college voters, that was what was thought to have been wrong in 2016, they turned out to be disproportionately the white, non-college educated voters who preferred Biden. The new consensus is that Republican voters are less likely to respond to polls in the first place, even controlling for education level.
Well, look, it's generally true that lower education, more rural voters will be harder to reach, less likely really to participate in polls. But we pollsters have to compensate for that in the models that we create in the polling. So we take a look at the response rates from people who live in different areas. Any really good poll should really do all that. So the truth of the matter also is your expectations of polls are better than polls could possibly be. If polls are off about 4 points, samples of 1,000 or 2,000 are off. They're plus or minus 3 points. There's about a 6-point band which polls really can project. And we happen to be exactly right in the last one, and I was to the point when I was doing it with President Clinton. But the expectation is that generally polls will be about plus or minus 4 points. So stop expecting them to tell you exactly who's going to win in a race that is close to 50-50.
You're making the point, I think, in a good one, that perhaps all of us, when we talk about the horse race and go on and on about it, we're talking about and looking at the wrong thing.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.